Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning in to this first look at the new Benchmade Bugout, a knife that seems to be engineered from the ground up to be a carry knife in the outdoors, something that will take up the least amount of space possible in your pocket, in your pack, thus the name Bugout. It gives you all the features you need in a knife, in a folding knife, really a utility folding knife, with none of the weight that you need, really. And we'll talk about the weight here shortly. It's extremely impressive. We'll also talk about the construction. We'll give it a good look, top and bottom, inside and out, to determine, kind of get a sense for how it's built and so forth. Compare it to a couple of other knives. This is definitely a pre-review, a first look type of thing. I have carried it like a few days. That's it. Haven't done extensive cutting with it, carving, or anything like that yet. I will be, of course, and I'll try to get an updated review out to you in the near future. So I believe it was introduced when at Outdoor Retailer or one of those other things. I think that's what it's called. S30V steel on it, very impressive. Blade shape, super nice. Love that. Really high flat ground on there, almost completely flat ground. Cool little bevel, great little point on it. Extremely sharp out of the box. I'm not joking, dude. That is maybe the best edge I've ever seen on a Benchmade out of the box, or ever. I mean, I put some of my own edges on some of my personal Benchmades, ones that I've had for a while, to sort of improve ones that came from the factory that I wasn't like super stoked about. This edge leaves nothing to be desired. It's razor sharp, hair popping sharp, straight out of the box, which is fantastic. Really cool. We'll talk about the thinness of it. That is extremely thin, and again, don't have the ruler handy, but we can compare it to, let's see this one here. There's the Kershaw Dividend, and it's right on par, in my opinion. Right on par with that, which I think is a very thin knife. This one, of course, being polymer, and we can kind of see, see the sort of waffle pattern on the inside there. We've got that waffle pattern instead of liners most of the way through. Of course, we have just enough steel liner in there, and I think you can see it, to house the axis lock, and there it is there. But we do not overuse that, and we certainly don't extend it beyond where it actually absolutely needs to be to lock the knife. What I think you sacrifice with that is probably lock strength a little bit. That's just going to be par for the course given the materials and how much material there is in that lock. But again, given that it is a folding pocket utility knife, not made to be your super heavy duty survival folding knife or anything like that, this is going to be just fine. Again, it's very light, great for backpackers, great for sort of stowing as the one folding knife that you have in your kit. A couple other details on it. Pocket clip, really small, really nice. We could compare that. Let's compare that to the standard Benchmade pocket clip right there. You kind of see the size difference, how large one is versus the other. And the fact that this is folded over makes it sit very deeply in your pocket. Great feature. And again, just doesn't give you a huge signature on the outside of your pocket. Another very good thing. Then we could talk about, again, it is an axis lock, which means you just pull back on those. The knife is unlocked. It should drop free. With a little bit of break-in, it will drop very easily. A little bit break-in, maybe even a little loosening of the pivot if you feel like you need to. Flicks out really easily, pulls back in pretty easily, and you can even pull down on those locks to give it a completely, just lock-based deployment if you choose to do that. The blue thumb studs, super cool looking, anodized aluminum, I would guess, along with the back spacers here in the same color, those little pillars, so cool looking. Other than that, it's a full flow-through design, making it great for, all kinds of stuff, and really no big concern if dirt, mud, guts, and blood and whatever gets in there. It'd be super easy to wash out, blow out, and kind of keep your knife nice and clean no matter what. The blade thickness on here, let's see if we have that information. I believe it is 0.09. Very thin. Very thin. How does that compare to? I think we'll bring out the dividend again. And we are nearly on par. Yeah, it looks like just on par with the dividend. It's got a lot of things in common with this Kershaw. Also USA made, of course, the Benchmade. And how's it feel in hand? It's got a good size to it. It's got a really good size, actually. And I put this as kind of like an in-betweener in regards to, if we were to look at, let's say, the mini grip. Here's the mini grip and how that fits in hand, right? And then let's look at the full-size grip, which is right here. This is the CPM 20V, and see how that fits in hand, okay? So there's the full size and kind of how that looks, nice and fat. And then the mini, kind of see what those blade or those handle sizes are like. And then as you look at the Bugout, it is very much, that's Mama Bear right there. So it's totally ideal in my opinion, in regards to size. Fits the hand nicely, but not too big. I will say that if there's one downside to that, it kind of wants to fall out of my hand like that, forward, because much of the weight is in the blade. So the balance point is like right on that screw pivot point, okay? So as you're using it, you'll want to keep that in mind. It might be wise to add a lanyard for that very reason. Give you just a slight amount of weight on that side. You could do something real colorful to complement that blue. I might do that. And that would kind of give you that balance that you want in regards to just using the knife. As you're pulling that out and as you're using, if you use it really deliberately, you're never going to feel that balance issue, in my opinion. It looks like we can move the pocket clip over here, so lefties, this is going to be completely ambidextrous for you. And I guess it's now time to compare that to a couple of other knives that are roughly in the same sort of bug out, backpacking type of role, or ones that I would put into that role. Mini grip, for sure, I would consider it for that. Probably the Boker Patriot. Yeah, I'd look at the Boker Patriot as a potential backpacker. It's really close in size, very comfortable in hand, lightweight, easy to use. I would most definitely put the Spyderco Delica 4 with the FFG into that role. Have done that before. And what else do I have on the table that I might consider for that? Here's a heavier one, but one that still, because of its lightweight and build, this is one I might consider. The ProLite from Cold Steel. Larger, heavier, but still made up kind of the same materials and really kind of designed for the same purpose, just with a little bit beefier use in mind. So there's a handful of knives that compare pretty favorably against the Benchmade Bugout. What's the price on the Benchmade Bugout? $115 or so, about $115. That's not too bad considering what your average Griptilian goes for, mini Griptilian, which is like $90. So only a little bit more, and you can get into a Bugout. Lighter weight, S30V from the factory, right? And then typically your mini grips are going to be 154 cm. So that right there makes up the price difference, the improvement in steel. The point is, in regards to this knife, just as a first look, I feel very favorably about it. I think it's a big win for Benchmade. In fact, this is going to be part of their catalog, one of their offerings for many, many years to come, in my opinion. There have been some other knives that are very close in size that they produce that are also very light, also very thin. But in regards to just pure usability and ease of carry, ease of deployment and use, this thing is extraordinary. 1.8 ounces. Not even 2 ounces, and you get all that. And what's the blade length on it? 3 1/4. 3 1/4 with about 7.46 overall. Fantastic. You're getting so much with this knife, and so little at the same time, which is kind of what I love about it. But we're going to get this thing in use. We're going to get you a full review in the future, so do stay tuned. Until then, I'm the Late Boy Scout. Thanks for watching this first look at the Benchmade Bugout. We'll see you guys in the next one.